All right. Ready, steady. Hey everyone, I am Lyman with the build list. This is my buddy Daniel here. We're going to be telling you guys all about our build on this 1993 Jeep Grand Cherokee ZJ. So
we're brand new to YouTube. This is our first video. We've been wanting to do this for a long time. We're big fans of anything on Motor Trend, Dirt Everyday Roadkill, and
heck yeah,
we were inspired to do a cheap vehicle build, and we've been invited to this competition out in the desert called the Sagebrush Showdown, and we're gonna build this vehicle for that.
So we're gonna be, like you said, it's called the Sagebrush Showdown. We're gonna be out in the brush. We'll tell you, kind of the pieces of our build today, why we're doing them, why we need these things done to the Jeep so we can win this competition. We chose the Grand Cherokee because it's got V8 power in it. For those Cherokee fans out there, it's got the 5.2 V8. So this thing rips already.
Yeah, and we've got lots of plans for it. We're currently have the diff draining right now. We'll add a clip in of doing that, and we're gonna weld the diff. We're gonna put some wheels and tires on, and
yeah, we got a couple of our traction tires mounted. The tires you see up front right here, we're just getting ready to pull them off. We're dismounting those tires, putting them on different wheels, some black Steelies we got. But we're using those tires for our steer tires, and then got some really traction-y mud terrains for the rear.
Heck yeah. Well, we're gonna get going on this, and we hope that you enjoy some of our videos. Like I said, we're brand new, so we don't really know how to run the technology that well, but we'll try our best.
Yep, just trying it out, so enjoy. All right, guys, so just getting on a socket here for doing the, oh shoot, that won't work. We're gonna pull off the diff cover. So our goal today is to weld up this open differential. It's a Dana 35 out back of our 93 ZJ. And we're gonna weld him up so it's locked solid. The goal with this thing is to rip it out in the brush, and we want as much traction as possible. So let's take these bolts out and start draining it. Then once it's all dry, we can weld it up. We'll show you that in a minute. Look at all this freaking blue Loctite on those.
Oh, I guess we'll see what the oil looks like coming out of there.
Yep. Need a hammer or something to pop this thing off. You read on this tag sometimes what your rear gear ratio is here. And we got a 3.73, so 3.73 rear gears.
Nice.
Sweet. Hammer.
Get you a hammer and something to get up in there.
All right, so just pop the cover off this. We're gonna pull him all the way off now. That gear oil is pretty gray black, and that's about typical for not having changed it in a long time. Let him kind of rest there for a minute. Well, here you guys go. A look inside a Dana 35 Spider gears. There you go.
It'll soon be welded together.
Yeah. Well, so when it comes to cleaning up your differential cover, there's many a way to do it. But kind of what we prefer here at the build list is get a nice 120 grit flapper wheel on your grinder, and just use that real lightly to clean up your extra gasket material here. And then what we want to do is get off all this surface rust to repaint. We're going to do a pretty cool paint so people know we got a welded diff in there. So as you can see, just simple as that, it cleans it up, gives it a nice, you know, kind of a little bit of rough texture. You want that for good sealing, but you still want it to be flat as possible. There we are. That we got all cleaned up, you know, this gasket sealing surface is all prepped for us to put our gasket maker on there, put it back on. And then here, we're just gonna wipe that down with an acetone wipe and put a coat of paint on it. It'll be looking good.
Here's our rear traction setup. We found these tires really cheap on Amazon. They're actually really cool. They've got these really protruding letters on the sidewall, and we just painted them for fun and got this barbed wire design. They're really cool. I've never seen it before, but it's a 15x8 Steely, and we have spacers on because this has a really narrow track. And we're gonna be cornering really hard out there in the desert, and we wanted a little more stability. The sway bar on the other side is actually broken down there. I don't know if I can get in there to show it, but you can see right there, it's come off, and we're gonna re-weld that, and that should give us more stability as well. But this is its stock wheels, and it doesn't sit very wide, even with spacers. So we're hoping that the Steelies push it out a little bit. Yeah, we've got the diff open, draining, and we're gonna weld that. We're gonna mount these tires here on these Steelies here, and we don't have any kind of debeater or anything, so we're gonna use Lineman's Mini X to push the bead off.
Well, what we got going on here is the Mini X won't start. It's got a bad starter solenoid or whatever in the key switch. So anyway, typically if you just give her a good hard jump, it'll fire up. So we'll check that out.
And we're using our tripod here to start it.
Turn this baby over to start mode. Give it a crank. Still no crank. Well, yeah, it was on the wrong setting on the charger, so we got it cranking now. As you would have it, this is how diesels are in the cold weather. Rolling a little cold. Just let him warm up now.
Got a frozen track over there.
Seems we got our tracks a little frozen. See, last time this thing was used, it got really muddy, and the tracks are all froze up. So we got that other one broke loose, but now we're dealing with this. Comes in handy to have a little excavating expertise. I used to be an excavator before I came full-time YouTube builder. This side with the gear. You gotta kind of use the blade side and cut out some of that mud. Heck yeah!
Now we can get to taking the bead off a tire.
Got it on the edge?
Yep, go ahead.
Good?
Yep.
You just come in on the other side. Take a couple tries.
There.
Other side.
Oh. All right.
Good?
Yep.
And you may not try to mess up your wheel. Well, it's hard because these tires are slick.
Oh, it's really okay. One more time. Yep. Ooh.
Push the blade down more.
Yeah. There you go. There it went. It's off.
Alright.
Wheel number 2. I'm gonna put my glove on.
Really, this kind of bead braking system works better than your typical tire machine if you know how to run this.
Oh!
These excavators, they have a lot of power, so you don't want to totally... I mean, it'll bust the wheels right in half if you tell it to.
Blade down. Almost there. There it goes. And we're accomplished.
Alright, I think that's all the tires we need to do. So here's a better view of this broken sway bar end. Looks like it just came right off the bottom there. We got some separated metal. This collar that goes around is kind of broken in the top here, if you can see that. So just lubed it all up with some PB Blaster. This is some really good stuff. Always use it to get these rusty bolts loose.
And we'll also use WD-40. And
yeah, you know,
we're too particular.
Yeah, we're really not brand racist when it comes to this stuff. Anyhow, we'll try to get those things off there and then do a little welding to get it back together. All right, so we forgot to have the camera rolling while we were doing the welding and you know, installment of our new sway bar end here. So we got this custom aftermarket sway bar bushing in there. We got it from an old exhaust mount that we found. and then just put the top back in with that old crusty rubber. Cheap car challenge. So we just got to do what, use what we have here. All right, so next step is what we've done is lined our mounted tire up on there, kind of put it up on the lugs, and you can see where it's gonna hit into the front bumper here. So what we're gonna do is take the cutoff wheel on the grinder and just start trim out our front bumper, and we'll have plenty of clearance for that tire. So let's see some action here. First cut is always the scariest. My extension cord's not on. Kind of just got this gaping hole right here, but what it should do for us is give us plenty of tire clearance. Same to the other side. All right, so we're down under here. We have drained our fluid, got the differential as dry as possible, and you can see there's 4 spider gears right here. So this is an open differential, and we've just cut ourselves some little blocks, some 1 inch by 1.5 inch blocks, so that we can go ahead and stick them in there. Couldn't hold it up for you, but so we'll stick that block in there, weld around the square, welding our spider gear solid locked differential. So we'll see how this goes, see if I can get it tacked. Oh, there's a lot of sparks coming out of this thing. So, really smoky. Let's let that clear out. I've welded the top, kind of the top section of the square, but we'll put a little more weld in there, try to get it to look a little bit better as we go around, but it's in there. So, finished up the welding here on this differential. You can see I've just welded around in a square. I know it doesn't look good, but that's because these gears are made of a kind of a different material. They're not just raw steel like our square that we put in there. And because there's all these ins and outs. But it's welded up, both sides. We can turn it around, both wheels spin. It is officially locked up. So we're ready to rip.
So we've got our custom diff cover lined up, and Lyman's screwing the bolts in. Thought it'd be really fitting to paint it orange and make a jack-o'-lantern because it's a pumpkin cover.
It's gonna look sick. Just oil him up and then ready to freaking go.
about on fire, man. Whoa! That's a lot of smoke.
So, as you can see from the burnout video, they're really bald, but we didn't end up blowing. We just didn't want to deal with the cords flipping everywhere and all the shards and crap you get with blowing tires. So, anyway, we're just swapping them out now. We're on this dirt road. We're gonna head up to a gravel pit up here and rip with the new traction tires. Kind of see how that does. So, gonna get to change them out. So, we got it all finished. Extra stickers on. These are the back stickers. I don't know if you had seen that before. It's a race rig, obviously. And anyway, basically we just got to see the tires. We got the mudders on. They do really well. Welded up the diff. It's got tons of traction. You can see from our tracks coming in here that that inside one's been. So it's all locked up. Got numbers on. We went and tested it. It's tried and true. Everything's holding. So it's ready to race.